Hey, you hear me?
Yep. How's it going, Mal?
How's it going? Thank you, Neff, for jumping in there. I had no idea what to do.
All right. Do we need to
So,
do anything especially to get the recording kicked off?
no, I believe that just where's Neff. Tell us, Neff.
Yep, the recording's good.
Awesome.
Legend, thank you.
All right.
Maybe see if we can get a post to remind everyone. While everyone comes in, hello. Got Boney here, representing the Townstar Gang, best clan in the game. Can't see the other names. It's so small. See Spark. Hello. Let me try and get an announcement. 1 second.
Hey, guys. I wish I knew some jokes. No good without Mal. Maybe I can sing?
Oh, that's don't bring the singing in. Might set a standard that we don't want then, because I know no one wants me to sing. There's some
Come
more
on.
people coming in though. This is nice.
Come on, sing for us, Mal. I heard Bitbender is doing a bunch of crazy challenges, and because he's talked to me, he's mentioned them to me, and yeah, maybe we need to do that for you, Mal.
No, not a chance in hell. I decline it all in advance. And I apologise if you knew me eating. I'm eating a banana because I am rather hungry at the moment.
I forgive you.
Okay, Neff's going to source a reminder post for us. And there we go. So I guess I'll start us off then. I think we're ready. Well, maybe wait another minute. How's everyone doing? I haven't got the chat loaded up. There we go. How's it going?
All right.
Let's get more people in Townstar Gang while I'm here. Let that guild crew take advantage of these AMAs.
And this will be a fun one. We've got some fun stuff to talk about, right, Mel?
We do. So we've got a fairly big list that I tried to put it in a nice order so it wouldn't ramble too much. So we'll try that. But we're going to talk about a few things. We got Comic Con. Some things are going on there. There's, just thoughts around earning. Solo comps as a return. There's a lot of sort of content ideas. We got some leaks that we want to show there. In the last AMA, we said we'd be mentioning sort of user acquisition, sort of get more people to play the game and more people in the ecosystem, something that we all obviously want. Well, and with a sort of focus on, Web 2 users as well, because, there's plenty of Web 3 users here, but we need the rest of the world to sort of come over, and that's what we're trying to do. So we'll talk about those things. I mentioned leaks, so that'll be around content, such as Meow Mansion, if anyone remembers from the last AMA. So we have some pictures there, I believe. Is that right, Captain Chill?
Yeah, I will go ahead and figure out a way to get those queued up.
Wonderful. So, I mean, we can start with the. Do you want to speak about the Comic Con? What's going on there?
Yeah, so it's just also I think to get us officially kicked off for the sake of the recording, hey everybody, it is Thursday, 7/20/2023, the Meow Match AMA. As Mal mentioned, we've got a lot of really cool stuff to talk about, including Comic-Con. So I believe an email went out to some folks yesterday. We're looking at a blog going. Either it went out yesterday or it's going out soon today. But yeah, Gala in general is going to be at Comic-Con, which is pretty cool. Last Expedition is going to have a panel there. I think one of the film, I think it was it Witch Razor, potentially one of our films also as well is going to have a panel, and we're actually renting out a venue about 10 minutes walking or so from the actual convention center. So Meow Match is going to be at that venue in full force. We'll have posters. We'll be encouraging folks to download and play for a free taco. And there was talk, and I don't know if this actually happened, but of having people in like full mascot cat costumes walking around outside to try and get people to download, Meow Match and Dragon Strike and a few of the others. So, yeah, super cool. If you happen to be in San Diego this week, definitely check it out. I think there should be more info coming generally soon. But that starts today. So that's in about 4 hours. So that's pretty cool.
And of course, we'll be using that opportunity to try and get even more people into Meow Match, because that's what we want.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. So there's a whole promotion. We're gonna have a couple food trucks there, and there's a whole promotion. Hey, download Meow Match, get a free taco. So, there's about 120,000 people who went to Comic-Con last year. So most of them probably don't know who Gala is. So it's a pretty exciting opportunity for us to get out there and also show them Meow Match.
I just think free taco, you can't go wrong there, really, can you? I don't know. Maybe that's just me being a food man. But anyway, so yeah, that's great. So hopefully we can report on the next AMA when we do one of those, maybe how that went, if we get any sort of decent stats to share with everyone. And then the next thing that is on the list that we wanted to cover this one just because it gets asked all the time. It's just normal for this space, and it's in. And I see people ask like it's almost being confirmed, which is sometimes makes me laugh because it's in some cases it is just generally like I guarantee in some cases when it's never even been mentioned. And I think that's just because of the space we're in, and it's one of those you do it. We've got to address it, and plus, it's not like these conversations actually don't take place. So, the overall summary, to keep it more than simple, is we're looking at what would earning actually mean. For example, Meow Match is currently there's the mobile version, and then we're working right now on Meow Mansion as another sort of second game with that. It's sort of two angles for the utility of cats. But then you've got to understand, what does that actually mean? What even makes sense? What works? Why? There's got to be a good reason, and it has to make sense. Or I think we all know it is just kind of silly, and no one wants that, and we don't. And me and Capchill have had plenty of conversation just in the sense of like the lighter minded of like, we see it being asked. It's not like it's an elephant in the room. We understand that it's in some people's minds it's expected, and other people's they're not sure. We haven't spoke about it. We didn't. We're not coming out with some earning roadmap now, if that's what anyone thinks. It's just we wanted to, actually explain that we do have these conversations, but we're also looking at the side that we already have. So you can get NFTs, which will be soon. Once we get all the mint inside, so you'll be able to play the game, get the NFTs that way. So there is that angle to it as well. And then another big important factor is it's got to make sense. It's going to be easy. You've got like the goal is you want the Web 2 folk or just anyone. So I don't even like the term Web 2 sometimes, just anyone who doesn't know what it is to be able to understand it. So you just want like zero friction. And of course, that's something we're trying to get everywhere else. That's not just going to be something our team solves, but I'm sure most people understand at the moment it'd be very awkward regarding mobile apps, especially because you have policies, for example. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of things to tangle around anyway. It's not as easy as some games just add in. But also, we actually want to consider, again, does it make sense? Where would it make sense? Why would it make sense? All the questions that involve sense, because, there's a lot to learn from the history. And we're going to do that. And I don't know, I'm sure you've got some thoughts as well.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to... If we can come up with a model that makes sense for what we want to do on Meow Match, I'm all for it. we looked at like the current spider tanks model, for example, and doesn't really fit what we're trying to do. So looking at alternatives and maybe even outside of what Gala is currently doing to try and just find something that makes sense, as Mal mentioned, for our whole audience, for you guys, and for these completely new to Web3 folks that don't necessarily have the expertise or the knowledge to hit some of this stuff. So yeah, it is officially on our minds. So hopefully, if we come up with something that makes sense, hopefully we can say something. We'll say something about it soon. But yeah, we want to make sure it's well thought through before we do anything on that front, for sure.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It is just far easier to say it, but to actually put one in that's like, going to work, make sense, fits. It just takes a lot of force. And at the moment, which things we're going to start to cover soon, it's just we've got so much more we need to do. I feel like there's a lot more content, a lot more sort of things that we want to get done and set up before that would come in. I think doing it before would just naturally be not great. So I just think, let's get in a nicer position where you can start having them conversations. You've actually got things to point at and be like, oh yeah, that'd be fun, or that would make sense, and so on. So that's all. We just wanted to cover we see people asking. It is something we obviously think about, but we just want to make sure that when that time comes, it's, it makes sense. It's good. We all want the best it can be. So we're not going to be just rushing into something crazy if that was what anyone else thought. We're paying close attention. As Captain Chill said, we're not really into that spider tank model. We look at the other models and it's like looking at our game. It's very different, and it's like you really got to make it fit. I think if it's going to work. So I guess we can end on that note. It's got to fit. It's got to fit nicely, and I think that just takes a bit of time and probably some effort. And we've got plenty more content that we want to get in first, I think, and that's going to move me right on to solo competitions.
Good segue.
The reason I want to speak about it is because Captain Chill knows almost like the day I got to Meow Match. Well, maybe a few days in, when I actually learned there was a solo competition that wasn't running. Now, I do not know the history on why. We're going to be investigating that so we can try and get that back as soon as possible. But the point I want to raise about it is, it's really fun if you play in the team competitions. It's sort of a very casual, it's easy, open your phone, play a few games, you can all just enjoy having that nice competition. It's far easier than, say, like, the times in Town Star, there's the whole build a town up. It's all so like intense. But this is your 3 days to just use what lives you've got, and it's really fun for the competition side. And people generally like the social and guild side, and it's already in, which is wonderful. And that's Monday to Wednesday, well, Thursday morning for us in England. But so it's 9 o'clock in the morning, which I'm usually not awake for, to get the last few levels in and help the guild. But it's just really fun, especially sort of when you're winning, then you're not. You look back an hour later, you've been overtaken. People enjoy that, but there's no solo. So
Mal, actually, real quick, something that I don't know if you're aware of or most folks are aware of, but actually, like, competitions in mobile games traditionally is the thing that tends to be the most engaging long term for players. So you might see like a lot of really casual games today start moving towards, or have moved towards that already. Just like competitions, the leaderboards, and everything really gets people going. And we can even see that from our Meow Match. Just like the more Web 2 audience, that's where they all play for the most part in the long term. So yeah, definitely competitions is going to be a focus for us moving forward. Mal has been hounding me for many days about when we can start dedicating some resources towards that. He's a lot of really great ideas. So that's it'll be fun, I think.
Yeah, and there's a lot of cat utility already in. You'll notice a lot of the cats have utility specifically for solo competition. So, of course, you want to get that extra use out of your cats, makes it more fun. And the goal for me is to get it on on like another 3 days than when the team one runs. So you've got sort of a whole week of competition. As I say, it's nice the fact it's on your phone. It's still competitive, but it's casual, you know.
So I
Nice and
actually see a
simple.
quick note from Boney in Discord in the discussion channel. Yeah, so actually right now all the competitions are guild versus guild competitions. So that was cool. But when we started digging into the code base and investigating a little more, it's like, wait, there are these solo competitions set up where it's on a player versus player basis. So again, as Mal mentioned, don't know 100% why that was turned off or if there's some kind of bug with it or whatnot, but definitely digging in and getting that working again feels like it'd just be a lot of fun. So that'll be a priority for us moving forward.
And that leads us into more content. So when you are playing these competitions or just playing scenes, you get fish and you get kitty cash. You use the fish and you can get sort of, that super cat from the store, Suki, that I still need to get because he's just OP. Anyway, so you get things like that, but there's not a lot of it. And you get a lot of people point out, they're like, hey, once you've sort of done the scenes, you've kind of like at that point when you've got a lot of fish, there's not really much else to go for them once you've got the few cats. You've got your beastie cat. And then that's why obviously the competitions are so important because that's where you can at least put all of that into play. But there's the other angle of, what more can we do with the fish and the kitty cash, or how can we make it more of an integral part of the game? And some things, again, I just feel like I'm going to be saying this for the whole AMA. I just pretty much hand Captain Chill over the idea of like, there's some things that we can do regarding, you want to make it cool to own a cat, basically, and to actually like want to get a cat and enjoy playing. So whether that's unlocking, more clothes or the big one we were thinking, I don't know, I'm sure we could probably share. So you're thinking scenes, maybe a scene's locked behind an amount of fish. And then on that scene, those levels are specifically boosted in gold, kitty cash. Maybe you win like power ups at the end of it, whatever, some sort of like, even though they might feel like same levels, it's more about like the fact that you're just getting big fat reward from them, which is the point which it'd be locked behind. Maybe you'd pay like 250 fish and that lets you do the scene once. But of course, by the end of it, you'd have like a bunch of really cool things, or you'd want to do those scenes during the competitions. Then there's the leveling cat. Right now you can level a cat. You get some pretty cool utilities depending on the cats. It's good to switch, especially between competitions. Get some nice bonuses there. And of course, that's something that me and Captain Chill have lots of conversations about because utility is that sort of important thing. It's, part of the idea of the fun game, why you want these cats, why you enjoy them, how they help you in the game. So we want to just basically look for those ways that make sense inside the game that we can already use, that a lot of sort of code you might say already exists for, because you don't want to run into the trap of trying to spend too long on one thing and you can't go and do a bunch of other things, which we'll get to, like Meow Mansion and all these other things. So I really want to get especially more stuff in for fish for a start. I feel like getting more reasons to spend your fish is good. I like things that options to spend your fish in a way where it's a consumable, in the sense of maybe it's a scene you can run once and it's like a reward scene, you might say, as I said, like maybe just 5 times gold every level instead of normal, whatever it is, things that you can sort of factor into your gameplay to benefit from. And then I mentioned leveling cats, and the big thing around, am I allowed to say this, Captain Chill, what I'm thinking? Because I'm sure you know what I'm going to say.
I actually have no idea what you're gonna say. I say there's 62 people here. Just do it.
It's going to be on YouTube later, but I'll do it anyway. So, of course, we were thinking around like leveling cats. Leveling the NFTs is obviously one of them. Itself, that's obviously something important. But like the whole, if you just think of the concept of leveling cats in the sense of a prestige also manner. So maybe some scenes or some content requires 2 cats that are, max level or something like that, or maybe 1 cat that's, a 2 prestige cat or something. Just basically the goal is it extends past, right, your cat's max level, and that's that. And then that's all the scene's done, and that's that. The goal is to extend that in. So with the mixture of competitions, the idea of more scenes, more content, more things you can collect and buy. We'd honestly love so much if we could. It's actually a lot of art, but it's a lot of finicky. Is if we could, we'd love to just put so many cats in there, and
Yeah.
we really would love to just get the in-app sort of the cat store and all the outfits that you buy. It's just something that I think is just one of those funny things, especially when you can get like sort of very Gala-based ones. For example, maybe one of your favorite games. You could have a cat dressed as like a zombie or something. I just think there's loads.
Actually,
Yeah.
real quick on that topic. So I was talking with somebody, and they were interested in potentially exploring like some, being able to theme some of our new locations and levels loosely off of like other games that we have. And I thought that would have been cool. Like, what if there was like a Town Star scene, Meow Match gameplay and all that, but it was like loosely themed around Town Star, or cosmetics like a farmer hat for your cat or something. That'd be some pretty cool, cross promotion between the two games. So be fun.
100%, and that's exactly the type of things that we speak about and we want to do. As I say, some of the main focus, of course, is just ensuring that like you pick wisely in the sense of how much we can get done. In the sense of
Oh, yeah.
splitting that between making sure that we actually, allot enough time to actually do this versus all the other things. If it's whether that's a performance fix or just overall bug fixes or working on Meow Mansion or just trying to get the solo competitions back on all these things. We just want to get those nicely balanced so we can have a nice content flow, because it'd be really nice, I think, once that starts moving in.
Yeah, I think one of the Mal, and you maybe just to pull it out of from what you were saying before, like more content, especially. I know a lot of people that like in looking at some of the Google reviews and such, and even on our Facebook group that we've got for our Web 2 users, they a lot of times are asking for more content. They want more levels, and that's the backbone of our game. But as Mal said, it comes down to effort, and we only have finite resources on the team, so that's why that really hasn't materialized yet. But we're definitely on our minds. We hear a lot of the feedback that's coming through,
and of course are working towards getting such resources. It's just a matter of only until then can we really go super. Honestly, there'd be so many outfits. I could think of a million right now that I just want to slam in. So God help the artist that does turn up to do that. But anyway, yeah. So it's very important, the content. So we just want to address also that like we know people want more outfits, more levels, more scenes, and we think that's great. And why don't we make it even more exciting and start tying that to cat levels, fish payments, kitty cash, whatever it is, bigger reward boosts, more competitions, all those things that hopefully make the game more fun. And we could jump into Meow Mansion. We have some leaks, but maybe we should do the UA. Then we could do which one do you think?
let's talk about some. Let's switch gears and talk about some UA here real quick, because I can definitely got some exciting kind of things to share on that front. So I know for a long time, even when I was back working on like more spider tanks, and I'm sure when Mal was working on Townstar, it's always this question about, well, when are you gonna, go out and do some paid marketing to get some more users in? And for mobile, we actually it took a little bit to get going, but we ran actually our first test campaign for Meow Match last week, and it went much better than I expected. So still early days. Obviously it was a test. We only ran it for a week, but from the test we ran on, it was on Facebook for Android specifically. We got over 2 million impressions with over 5,000 downloads. So pretty great considering all the different factors in there. Not so one of the things that we're measuring is the number of new people that come into our ecosystem from there. and we actually got better results than we expected in terms of people logging into Gala for the first time and creating Gala accounts. So this is really the first step to kind of show how viable Meow Match is in our plan to get Web 2 users in, right? It's a great early indicator that there's some real promise here. There's a lot of low-hanging fruit that we need to tackle right now. There's no reason to really log into Gala. There's no explanation of what Gala is, and NFTs are a little bit hidden, but this kind of shows if we can, like, this game is appealing still to a very large audience, and if we can solve some of those problems, which I think we can, then it bodes very well for the future. So we're going to continue on with some testing here in the next couple of weeks. Looking to move to a couple different platforms, like starting running Google ads, so you might see those pop up. We'll test some more countries. We tested a very, very select few for some early results, and eventually the goal is to kind of run a very constant campaign in the background that's just putting users into the game every day. But it was very exciting for what we were seeing.
It was. And did you mention the numbers? I was reading chat, so my brain never heard those.
Yeah. Over 2 million impressions with over 5,000 downloads. So if you know anything about mobile user acquisition or anything, and anything about the casual game space, that's pretty damn good. So was very, very excited when those numbers started coming in.
Which is definitely very nice for some early trials as well. So some nice results there, and on socials as well. We have Ninja Surprise doing his posting, so you probably see a lot of memes going out as well. So if you've got any good cat memes, you can always just tag him, and I'm sure he'll take them. Those memes are an interesting thing. I always find out, because they're just so funny and so relatable sometimes, and I think that's why they're such a powerful technique. Sometimes to get points across, which is just, and it's always nice when a page makes you laugh. So there's a lot of sort of social content, and focus on making people laugh and smile. So we want to make that nice ecosystem, make it all nice, make people happy, want a game. So now we could probably move on to some leaks because they usually make people happy.
Yeah, definitely. So I was in the middle of trying to pull it up here, so let me go ahead and do that real quick. Okay, got them. So we have in the background been hard at work on not just Meow Match, building a completely new game from scratch called Meow Mansion. And we talked a little bit in the last AMA about what that's going to look like in the design. And there's definitely, that's still the vision. So I would recommend you go back and look at that. We're not going to dive too much into that here. But we have been making actually some great progress and are looking, don't think we're quite ready to leak a date yet, but are looking to hopefully get an MVP up here fairly soon so that people can start playing. So I did want to, I poked the engineer working on it this morning, and he gave me some very, very early screenshots. It's very much in progress. It's all programmer art. If you know anything about software dev, this isn't how it's going to look in the future. We need to get, we're looking to get some UX and UI designer in to help make this actually look super awesome, as well as getting some eventual, high level concepts made, high fidelity concepts made, so we can really show you guys what we think this game is going to look like. But we can share a little bit of actual progress here. Let me figure out how to share my screen without accidentally completely doxing myself. Hold on.
You could always post them in the chat. Just put the pictures in the chat.
Yeah, I'll do that. That's better. So everyone can kind of look and dig in here. Hold on just a minute.
So to point out about these, as Captain Chill says, it's programmer art, and that's why. And I wanted us to share it, especially because you don't often get to see very, very early game dev, because they usually won't show you for just most people might think, "Oh my God, is that what it's going to look like?" And it really isn't. But you have to see if the code even works. Like, do things change? Nobody wants to sit and just read debug logs to ensure things work. You want to kind of see it in some visual way. So that's what these are. But I hope it allows people to see enough to kind of get the picture of what we said, what we're doing, where we're going, what we're thinking. Cats on adventures. We do want to make that, and it's a chance to make a different type than match free, and then you can sort of tie them in anyway. It's 2 games for your cats. It's just nice for LinkedIn. I think it's much cooler.
Yeah,
well.
I'll talk through. I just posted them, so I'll talk through them real quick here. So, ultimately, if you guys remember, high level, I described this game as more of a cat-friendly Fallout Shelter-esque game. So you send your cats out on adventures. They go out, they experience a bunch of different, random events, which resolve based on their stats, and all culminating in coming back and building up, quote, the mansion itself, your home base to a point. So what you can see in that first screenshot that I sent is very high level, like, hey, here's your cat inventory, here's all of your cats that you have in that you can send out on adventures. You click that button and it goes to the second screen there, which is our very much stand-in adventure log. So that's where the events start happening. Mal and I definitely need to go in and create a giant list of all the different ones. We have some really fun ideas. We need to just commit to paper there. But your cat goes out, experiences some things, and then finally on the last slide there is what we're starting to work through in terms of the stats for your cat. So your cat will have different stats and inventory, a level, and it's just it kind of goes into very light RPG territory. One of the cool things, which is very cool to me on this, we actually just, if you see on that third screenshot, there's something that says name. We actually just implemented the functionality here across both Meow Match and Meow Mansion for you to change your name in Meow Match and have it change in Meow Mansion and vice versa. So you're actually, now these cats really feel like they're one, and they're all the way, they are one and the same, and we really wanted to reflect that in the gameplay here. So it's again still super early. This is all programmer art, and I had to basically assure the engineer there that no one was going to come back to him and say, wow, this looks really ugly, because we know that's just game development. There was Mal, I described this to you, I think sometime in the last year, there was a leak of early Grand Theft Auto 6 art, and everyone complained that it looked ugly, and all the game devs chimed in and said, yeah, of course, because the game's not close to being done. It takes a village. Engineering is just one part. We'll get someone, once the engineering is further along, we'll be able to get someone in and help us actually set it up to look like we want it to. So work in progress, but did want to kind of share that. Hopefully, I wanted to do an interactive demo, wasn't quite ready, but hopefully soon we'll have something that we can either show you directly or let you touch a little bit.
I actually do think it's really cool that the name, and if you change the name in the app, it'll change in Meow Mansion. I think that's, or vice versa. I think that's wonderful. And I hope everyone enjoyed those pictures, because the engineer was definitely nervous. He was like, huh, what? Share these? But, we appreciate that. Like, I think I was adamant that you guys would appreciate seeing these, because, of course, you understand that this, is definitely not a final look, but you can at least appreciate now something that we're trying to do. We wanted to show that, we're making progress. That's the type of thing we're going for. We are a bit sad about the no live demo, but, it's nice to even be discussing that we almost had a live demo. And then it'd be nice when we can, I believe we want to try and get a page stood up. Is that right? And you can see your cat inventory at least at some point soon.
Yeah, no, that was like some kind of coming soon page for sure, so you guys can start, and we would slowly start adding more functionality into that. Yeah, it just that got a little we got a little sidetracked from there, but soon, yeah, you'll be able to actually see your cat inventory live, and I think it'll be a great experience for some of these Web 2 folks who've never maybe felt or seen like ownership in this kind of way. They'll be able to see like, hey, I have a cat in Meow Match. Now I'm also seeing it on the website that, and it's the same cat, and I can do something different with it. So I think this is a great first step for our more new users into Gala from Meow Match journey.
Exactly, and the big one that's always close to my heart is more gameplay. And I look at those pictures and I see those multiple skills. There's all the different reasons you can need all those different skills at all different levels, and there's all the wonderful game content in just a small area, and you can just keep expanding it when you've got levels and energy. You've got like inventory slots. What does that mean beyond that? How are we getting things to put in? What are those? Where do we earn them? It's that fun ride of speculation as well as it's being designed, because there are tons of ways to do it. We obviously want the most fun. We obviously love to listen to what yous have got to say, but I think it's really nice to see that, and I can't wait till you actually get to see a little bit more, and we have to get some more design done because, I'm at that point, which I'll share. It's not, I think it's pretty obvious. But I'm sure I maybe said it in chat once, is I want to see like a group, like multiple cats needed, so like group missions. So one of the things that we do see is like, well, there's a lot of cats. I've got a lot of cats. I've earned all these cats. Well, wouldn't it be nice if there was such thing as like, well, you need, you need a pack of cats for this one. Whatever they're doing requires a whole group of them. You need 5, 10 cats. Maybe they've all got to be over a certain level. Because, of course, you're going to need reasons to want to level multiple cats. If you've got multiple cats, you don't want to just level one cat or level all the cats.
Mel,
Yes.
quick trivia fact or quick trivia question. What do you call a group of cats?
I'm not even going to guess that one.
What you're not going to try? What do you call a group of cats?
Oh, I feel like I'm going to say the wrong word. A terrible word. Maybe, I don't know, a pack cat. What is it?
It is actually, and I think someone just made it up at some point because it doesn't make any sense. It's actually called a clowder. CLOWDER. A group of cats is called a clowder.
Well,
that's what Google's telling me, anyways. I if someone wants to disagree or has a better name for it, I kind of don't like it, but it's
Well, we're probably not gonna. It's probably not gonna say get your clouders, but we'll definitely suggest that you get your pack of cats, all your cats, with maybe a group, a gang. I don't know what it's right now. Cloud. Oh man. Oh, not even close to sounding anything similar. That's so stupid. But okay, anyway. The point was, we definitely recognise that you're going to need a reason for multiple cats and such thing as adventures, missions, and stuff that require just more than one cat. Maybe multiple requirements upon that, such as certain levels, certain energy, whatever it is. All nice things for gameplay that I think people appreciate.
All right. What's left on our list, Mal? Anything else we need to hit?
Well, it's the sales. How the sales. That would mean it's close to the end. Jesus, that was time went pretty quick there. So let me just get me notes. This was always the dreaded thing with me. Write these things and I have no idea what it says afterwards. Okay. So it's our first cat sale. So especially wanted to do something nice. I want to give some shout outs first, but it's our first cat sale, and as I say, we are considering both Meow Mansion, Meow Match, as well as Meow Mansion in terms of just because it does one thing in this game now, there is the element of there's the other game as well, which is what I think is wonderful. So I'll just point it out because I know people would ask, would they work in both? Wouldn't. I assume so.
Yes.
Wouldn't you?
No.
Yes.
Yeah. No. 100%. They would work in both. I think we're still planning out the specifics of Meow Mansion, which is why we didn't include any details on that yet. But yeah, no, 100%. Cats should be that's one of our hard and fast rules. Cats are always usable in both Meow Match and Meow Mansion.
Yes, and as we say, we would love to actually have just a direct utility for both, but since that would be probably a lot of speculation in some parts, I'm not into that. So it's a simple case of these are the utilities that it does for now, and they'll be in the Meow Match app. But you can definitely expect if you have these or any of the other cats for that matter, you will be able to use it in Meow Mansion as well for whatever content goes on there. So first of all, we can speak about the Toiga. I don't know if you have the exact stats on you, Capt, but this one was in game, and this one I think the fewest people had ever.
Yeah,
believe.
it was like less than in the last 3 or 4 years, less than 1% of all of everyone who's ever even gotten a cat got the Toiger. So it was one. Yeah, it was the lowest, if not one of the lowest.
So I actually thought that was rather interesting, and of course it's matching the little theme that we've got going on there. And that one, the Toiga, there'll be 2,000 of those. So even again, that wouldn't even, in the grand scheme of a mobile game and stuff like that, not a lot of them still, even with the 2,000 added. But so it won't be in the game anymore, to be clear. So if you had one before, you've still got it. That's not going away. Just the point of getting one at the very end, sort of, that won't be there now. But there will be 2,000 available, and then that's that. Then those Toigas will be at their limit. So it's $10. So it's a nice entry level, a nice one for the collectible. The two utilities. So for those who might not know, cats come with two utilities. They also have an energy level, which is sort of how many times it gets. Is it called happiness or energy? I think we've got the energy with.
Yeah, so the actual so energy is what is the number of times you can use a cat in a match, or to play in a match 3 level before it has to recharge. And then the happiness level is what over time, as you feed it more goodies or groom it more, spend this kitty cash on items, that's what increases the energy and makes its utility, the two utilities Mal talked about, better.
Yeah, thanks for the precise clarification. I was confusing myself, but there we go. So that's where the level and the cats come into play. So the Toiga is level 1, so the sort of the base level that it comes at, and its two utilities is Mulligan and High Roller. So you can get a do-over for, I believe, the kitten cash, where it says do-over for cash. I literally don't use that utility because I'm so bad. I need anything that gives me cash. So if that gives gold coins, I've been missing out because I am so bad. I always need coins. So if a cat gives coins, so that line would be for. Where's Nomad? Why is Nomad not here? It's a do-over for the cash anyway, which I'm assuming is the kitten cash because that's what the high roll it is. It's the bonus for kitten cash, right? Sorry, I am. Because there's coins and there's cash and there's utility around both. So forgive me there.
Yeah, this cat came to us before we took over Meow Match, and it's very clearly designed as the cat that helps you get more kitten cash, especially if you, like Mal and not like me, kind of suck at the game.
Yes, Captain Chill likes to know that he's much better than I am. But yes, I'm a big one for the gold coins because I need them to get those. It'll either be to buy 5 more lives or because I'm like one move away, which is just so painful. And then I'm just pay the 700 that I've saved up, and just to get past that level, I get stuck so easily. So yes, that is the Toiga, which will be a common. There'll be 2,000 of those total supply. Plus, of course, those that exist from prior, just to be clear, which is a very, very low number. There's a few thousand as stated before. And then it's $10. And it does the mulligan, which is a do-over for kitten cash. So that's if you complete a level. First time you get kitten cash. If you don't, you lose the kitten cash. So this sort of gives you that chance to not lose the kitten cash, which is, of course, use to level your cat, which might be something you want to do at some point in the future a lot. And the high roller to get the extra amount, which is wonderful. Speaking of me being terrible at the game, this leads us on to Mohan. Now, first of all, I want to give a shout out because Todd's here. I was banging on his door asking for him to save me because I wanted a really nice sort of looking NFT. And we all know if you want a nice looking NFT, you go and see Todd. So I was demanding Todd. We got Todd. Todd came and saved us all. It was absolutely wonderful. And as always, while he's so busy doing everything else, he managed to fit me in because he's such a great friend. And I always admire that he does that for me. And it was nice to get a chance to work with Todd since he's obviously so busy on Townstar and doing all the other amazing things that you probably see all over the website and blogs and banners and everything else he touches, making it beautiful. And then there's another shout out that I'd like to give for the artist who made Mohan, the white Bengal tiger. And I think she, for those that aren't aware, last night, or I believe the other day, something was minted, and she'd prepared some additional art to line up the sort of leak and try and make it fun. But unfortunately, the way Ethereum works and everyone can see, and things sometimes get minted early, she lost her opportunity to build you all up for a nice leak that she had. And I thought that was very sad after she especially worked so hard for Meow Match trying to get us this lovely white tiger. So yeah, I thought we'd all tag Gina. I asked Todd if he would just maybe tag Gina, and then everyone could tag Gina and thank her for all the amazing art she does as well, because it's important our artists get recognised. Because you see a lot of what they do, but now Todd can line that up for Gina so we can all thank. There we go.
I will note it's a particular for Meow Match especially. We're all coming in. This is a project we're taking over, and there's the whole art pipeline and everything that we have to discover and work within. And Gina has been very excellent at jumping in and helping us get some really cool looking cats. She did some of the May Mayhem, or she did the May Mayhem cats as well. So that she's a beast in a good way.
Yeah, and she it was so nice seeing how the progress came along for the white tiger for Mohan. It was actually really nice to see because, of course, it was the first time in the sort of, for us, we're getting in the sense of like adding cats and getting cats prepared and making sure you have the right icon and all those little things that just. And were very normal to me on other things, and now it's fun anyway, and it's nice to sort of see everyone pulling together and it all coming to life. And I just think it's such a nice, wonderful, blue-eyed white Bengal. I just think it's so nice. Let me tell you about Mohan. So the utility, the supply, the rarity, and the price. So let me get it right up so I don't get it wrong. So it's $150, but stand by because I have another leak, which I definitely didn't line up, which I should have. I even said it to you right before the AMA cap. So that's my fault, but I will get that prepared. It's a nice leak, and you should definitely listen for that one, especially if you're thinking of getting one of the cats. But it's a brand new cat. So, it doesn't exist in the game. It's not one that you can go in and earn. Comes with 2 utilities, including, you could say one of them's kind of old, but it's been slightly tweaked, and a brand new one. So there's the fishmonger. Some more fish. So right now you get 1 fish per level, and the fishmonger will increase the utility of that. So you get 3x. Of fish per level. So every level is the same as doing 3 levels. So as especially as content comes rolling in, I always do prefer to have things more than there for you ready. But for now, there are definitely things you can get with the fish. And I'll be working on getting as much in as I can that actually uses fish and those type of things, of course. But as we mentioned earlier, there are those multiple cats if you're going for the collection. I'd love to do something in Meow Match, like an achievement for like You know, if you could get every cat, all those type of fun things anyway, all the reasons you might just want to stock a fish, it gives you 3x of fish every level, but you've got to complete it. That rule does not change. You don't get to just be the poor player like me and still get the fish. But if you are a poor player like me, you get Move Boost Pro. What's that? That's more moves. That's a lot more moves, actually. It's 12 more moves at the start of every level. And it has 16 energy. So you get it 16 times. So it's an OP cat. It comes max level. So you don't have to dump any kitten cash into this one. It's max level. So you get to take full advantage of those hard levels where you need like a couple of more moves. Moan's got you back with his 12 extra moves and his 16 energy, so you can try that level many, many times in a day, if you like me. And I think the nice part is, although it's $150 now, there's a nice discount code that we get to leak. And am I the first one to leak it? I hope I'm the first one to leak it.
I think you might be the first. I think you're the first one to leak it officially, explicitly. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's wonderful. Well, Moan's an epic. There's 400 total supply of them, and it's $150. But it'll be $112 with the 25% discount code that I didn't line up. And I'm going to try and line up in a panic right now and post it, and you can go and tell everyone you want. And you want to know something even cooler? It doesn't just work for Meow Match, I believe. Is that right, Captain Chill?
No, it doesn't. So it's a special thing we're doing for Comic-Con. So if you keep your eyes peeled, there's more games than just us that are going to use the same discount code. It's gonna be pretty cool.
Okay, so I have found. I don't know if I'm allowed to use this. I assume I'm going to be allowed to use this. So I'm going to post it in the Discord. It's just Ninja had this one prepared. It's just got the code on it. I'm sure we could probably get a better post out now that I've blew the lid off things. But yeah, if you want to take advantage of this code, please do. It's 25% off. Other teams, I have no idea.
Other teams, it's anywhere from like 10% to like, I think some teams even set 50% discounts on some of their items there. So it's
Is that right?
yeah.
What I've posted?
Yeah,
Is that
yep. That's right.
There you go. That's stole from socials. That's how you be resourceful. Just wait till someone else does it and then go and steal it and post it in Discord. And there we have it. So please feel free to use that. And as we say, that'll actually work on other games, though we can't actually confirm what games do and what discounts. But for ours, it'll be 25%. That'll apply to, of course, Toyga, the $10 cat, as well as Mohan, the $150 cat. So if you are thinking of getting those, make sure you use the code. I don't know how long it's going to be active for if you listen to this in YouTube in the future, though. So yeah, please don't hold me to that. But right now, currently, it is active, and yes, it's a nice Comic-Con thing, but we wanted to, you guys to also have the discount. Of course, know about it. There's going to be no hidden leaks here. It's getting shared to everyone. So I think that's about all I've got for leaks now. And is there anything I've missed, you think?
I don't think so. I think we've kind of hit the whole list here. Yeah, that was a lot. We talked for almost an hour.
Oh, wow. Well, is there any final questions before we leave? Someone said, what was it, Boney? Just scroll up the codes in the picture. Is in the game as well, is it?
No, I don't think we have the ability to do discount codes in game. But even if we did, it's not set up. This is purely on the store.
Yeah, so just fully on the store, so not in app. But yeah, you can.
Oh, you're right. It is. I mean, it is also, yes. We published it in the game too. So yeah, that's what you meant. Sorry, I thought you meant use the code in the game. Yeah, we don't. got some other folks that don't necessarily hit Discord. So if you've played Meow Match or are here, then you'll have gotten that code.
So yeah, there you go. So that's pretty cool. I didn't. I like that picture for some special reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I done it.
I timed it, Mal, so that picture would go live right about the time our AMA started. So it's like back you up on that leak there, and you couldn't change it around on us last minute.
Yeah, no, you done a good job there. That was nicely timed. So I don't see any questions. Is there any? Could you lower the price of the Sheffield cat?
That's why you should use the discount code, because that discount code's only going to work for a couple days. I mean, it's Comic-Con. It's a Comic-Con special, so who knows when that'll turn off? But it's not probably won't go past Comic-Con.
So if you want the hella moves, then definitely make sure you grab that code, because 12 moves, 16 energy. Oof. And plus a lot of fish, because then you can also go and get Suki if you haven't already got it, and you can level that up as well, and you can just have super cats, and we all want super cats. Especially because I would love to make it so you definitely need lots of super cats, because that would be fun, very fun. But I'm not seeing any more. What time does the sale start? 10 a.m. PST tomorrow. Which will be Friday, the 21st of July. Is it on Gala Chain? Ed asks, or is this one on there?
Yeah, it'll be on. Yeah, all the cats are on Gala Chain right now. So we actually one of the things that we're queuing up and will take us a little longer to get to is the ability to bridge out to Ethereum eventually. But right now everything's on Gala Chain.
Well, we have that question answered. Cats dropped to founder node. So the whole Giri side, honestly, don't know how that works with that side of it. But if these are things that we can definitely look at. It's a good question.
Yeah, no, that was we'll follow up on that one specifically. I would have, yeah. I think there's a bit of a difference on the Gary side, but I don't see why. Yeah, you know what? We'll dig in and get back to you guys on that.
Yeah, good question. We can definitely figure that out. Will it be somebody in Portuguese? I probably wouldn't want me translating it. I'd say I do know, believe there's got to be AI these days that you can put a video in and it just probably read it in your own voice. I imagine these days it's getting a bit crazy. I'm not sure. I believe we do have some translators for some stuff. I'm not sure which ones though. But it will be on YouTube anyway, so maybe there's some wizards that can do something there. Any more questions? Yes, Subspace not called Giri anymore. It's Gala Chain officially, so we can say Gala Chain now.
Ooh, a music AMA coming up, or music Twitter space. That seems like that's our cue. Mal, that starts in 2 minutes.
All right then. Well, thanks for coming, everyone. It was nice to see all the old crew. Obviously, if you play a Meow Match, join Townstar Gang because it's the best guild in Meow Match, officially declared by me. And as always, nice to see everyone. Thanks for coming, and just drop your questions in the chat. Nomad's usually there. If I see them, I'll try and get to them. But you'll usually find some help in the Discord, so make sure you come check us out. And I'll see you all soon.
All right. Yeah, awesome, guys. Great chatting with you today.
Bye now.
All right. Bye, guys.